Good morning, pems. Listen to VOA, Japanese English listening material site. This time, I would like to briefly explain that the Japanese emperor, Heisei Tenno below. Because emperor is quite different from Tenno, is a male, connect from son to son, Tenno, so that foreigners can understand. In the first place, the Tenno as it has existed for 2,760 years and is now the 126th Tenno. His younger name is Naruhito. Currently 60 years old. 2 years ago he was enthroned with the Tenno. The former Tenno is now called Jokou. Currently 86 years old. His name is Akihito. Usually we have first name and family name in English. But the Tenno has only the first name, because he is only one in Japan. During the reign of the Tenno, each has a calendar name and era. That is now Reiwa. This year is Reiwa 2nd. It was the first year of Reiwa from May 1st of last year. Before that was Heisei. Going back, it goes down to the past like Reiwa, Heisei, Showa, Taisho, and Meiji. Before that, it was the samurai era, the Edo period. But it is named dividedly into small era by each Tenno's name. And going back in time, the first generation was Tenno Jinmu. It is said that 2,680 years ago, 660 BC ago, the first Tenno seems to have exceeded 120 years old when calculating his age, so there are suspicious places, but before that, it will lead to the world of myths appearing in Japan's oldest history book, Kojiki. The first goddess is Amaterasu Omikami, literally, great god. The sun Kami is said to be a goddess. From the first Tenno, Tenno Jinmu, his eldest son has continued to the second Tenno, and then to his eldest son. In only a few generations, a female Tenno was a pinch hitter. It seems that she was not married. If the Tenno had no children and no boys, he would go back to the previous Tenno's the other son and connect from son to son. Here, considering the blood type of the biology, it is easy to understand, so we have maintained the Y chromosome. So, going back to that Y chromosome, the Y chromosome of the current Tenno Naruhito reaches the first Jinma Tenno. Why come here now? Is this male boy problem? It is in the Japanese society that there are forces that do not like this stable Japanese society and do not like it, and they want to destroy Japan. Especially the Tenno, because it is the key of Japan. Post-war GHQ, now China Communist Party, and its subordinates, Korea. In the case of GHQ, MacArthur commander may give up if he does not go well if Japan loses the emperor, or he may be impressed by the presence of Showa Tenno at that time, and for other various reasons. The Tenno survived as a symbolic presence of Japan. With the intensification of the Chinese Communist Party, which has formed the intention of GHQ, the influence has grown on the media, the intellectual class, education, and politics. Breaking the Tenno will break Japan. For the last few years they've been turning to that goal. It seems that there are also in the Imperial Household Agency, right next to the Emperor. Without knowing the facts to the people, they plan sabotage. One of them is Akihito. His son Hirohito. It is a publicity that there is no one who inherits the emperor. Usually, ordinary people do not live their daily lives with an interest in the Tenno and the Tenno family. So we don't know much if we don't watch it on TV. If there is any big event, we will watch it on TV, etc., but also only those who are close to the Tenno, his wife, and his family. So it is about the current Tenno's brothers and their children. Very interested and instant followers can know in weekly magazines and YouTube, but most know only on a few television shows. For that reason, when you are told that the successor to the throne is no other than Hirohito-sama, you think so. Even more, you are convinced that there was no other than Hirohito because NHK, to which the people are forcibly paid the viewing fee, does not talk about it. It's scared. That's why even great critics and famous commentators on TV say so. They pretend that they don't know there are many men who have the qualification to the throne. For this reason, the inhumane affairs of the CCP cannot be known from newspapers such as the NHK and Asahi Shimbun. In that sense, it can be said that it is not much different from the media of the dictatorship state, China and both Koreas. It may be extra bad just because we think Japan is a democracy and a liberal country. I can know from the internet, YouTube, connecting the Y chromosome means that, in principle, there is no need to fight for the status of the Tenno and cause a civil war. Nevertheless, there was a civil war in which he tried to seize the emperor's position by force. For example, in the early 8th century, a priest named Jokou wanted to be the position of Tenno, but failed after Cecil War. But it eventually returned to its son-to-son lineage. That is why Japan has continued for 2,600 years. So this mailman line is important, and the role of the Tenno is to pray for peace and well-being of Japan and the Japanese. Try to find out what he is doing every day. I think you agree with me, it is quite difficult for us to do the same. He doesn't have the freedom to choose his profession, to say, I don't like this job and want to do something different. There are no human rights. Since he was already born to be Tenno, he cannot say anything he likes. It is spicy. It is impossible for ordinary people. It does not fit within the framework of gender equality. He takes on the toughest roles. For Japan, it is for Japanese. Even though it is a ceremony, he is going to make rice that is important for Japan. He does not swagger, isn't arrogant, or doesn't kill the people like other emperors. Tenno has been to the common people for a long time to talk to them, listen to them, and pray for us. The rulers also emulated the Tenno. So are people. Considering the appearance of the Tenno, who is not arrogant, even if you help people, you can treat with compassion politely. After such a tradition, there are common kind Japanese people who are impressed by foreign tourists. There is Japan, where women can walk alone at ease. There are people in the world who don't think it's good. That is the reason they ignore the fact that there are 120 heirs to the throne, and they insist to say there is only one of His Imperial Highnesses Akihito. And they say for reasons such as gender equality that people can easily ride. That's why they want to recommend the Tenno's only daughter, Aiko, to be next Tenno. They are working with the press as a whole. Since we have been watching her since she was little, everyone loves Aiko. But it is different from the Tenno. Despite the world of democracy and liberal equality, this one-time sentiment and thought must not change the rarest and most valuable way in the world, which lasted 2,600 years. The existence of Japan is valuable in order not to spread a selfish, inhumane mega-nation like China. I hope everyone in the world should protect this Japanese Tenno of male descent. Otherwise there is a danger Japan will be taken away by fake China. The Tenno wishes the happiness and well-being of people all over the world, not just the Japanese. The Tenno is such a being. We just thank Tenno. That's all. Thank you. Listen to VOA.